All right, you guys want to do the Elena review now? What are you guys' thoughts on her? Weak, strong, fun to play, mid-tier, upper mid. You guys already have her on the tier list, guys. When it comes to DLC characters, it is really hard to assess early where they're at, except for maybe Bison. But we can at least say that Elena is not the terror that a lot of people thought she'd be. Like the Street Fighter 4 Elena. She doesn't have insane disjointed normals, obnoxious, unreactable overhead, or spamming healing every single round. But I did get a few matches where I got healing twice in one round, so that's pretty sick. We've been playing her every single day since she was released, and I gotta say, the redesign they've done with her is really sick. She's kind of a breath of fresh air, I would describe her as, because she's not a character that plays like the norm like we're used to. She doesn't have throw loops and just constantly throw loop in the corner. She's also not, I'm gonna crouching medium kick drive rush my opponent to death. And she doesn't have any fireballs. She's not a fireball drive rush character. So, I don't know, it just feels a lot different. And it's not like she's weak because of that. She actually has a lot of strong tools. Her ground game is insane. This target combo, this forward heavy punch, I think this is one of the strongest target combos in the game. This is like Akuma forward heavy punch tier. This thing does so much damage, 2,000 damage, and it's one hit confirmable, and we get the knockdown from it. Man, that's so good. I notice a lot of players like that I'm playing against online and ranked when I'm playing Elena. A lot of people are having so much troubles dealing with her button, and that makes sense. Capra style. Capcom's done a really good job making sure her buttons are strong. She has so many far buttons, like standing medium punch is so scary because it's cancelable. Forward heavy punch we just talked about. Her sweep goes really far too. There's a lot of buttons you have to respect with her. And then even if you're standing super far away, all of a sudden, boom, jump scare, you know, leopard snap is really good. And the funny part is too, like, you'll see so many players try to like outspace her by walking back, and then all of a sudden, bam, this slide. This slide is safe on block if you space it. It's like -2. That was -3. Like, you can make this thing safe. It complements her playstyle really well because the opponent's always trying to like walk back on her, but you just stay so far away from her. On top of that, she's a really technical character. Her combos at the beginning can be pretty simple because you can just do a lot of like target combos into cancels, medium punch, right? Heavy punch, a lot of target combo stars, not too many links. But then there are a lot of things you have to pay attention to, like when the opponent is crouching, Rhino Horn will whiff. So when you're hitting someone from crouching, you got to go into like uppercut, for example. Or same with those target combos I just mentioned, like the standing medium punch whiffs on the second hit. The crouching medium kick target combo also whiffs on crouchers. So there is a lot of learning curve with her that I had to get used to, and knowing how to stop the normal ways you see people overcome neutral by, like, you know, crouching medium kick drive rush. Her crouching medium kick is really slow. It's 9 frames. When Elena is in this range, playing really close, you're like in trouble. Your crouching medium punches is like your cancelable medium. It's really slow. It's 8. That's like the same speed as Ryu's crouching medium kick, but it doesn't hit low. And then your crouching medium kick can't cancel it. And it's 9 frames. So they want you to use like a lot of particular buttons for certain situations. Like if you're close, you want to use heavy kick because that blows up lows. Or back heavy kick defensively, right? Blows up a lot of things. So they kind of want you to play far back at this range. And then once the opponent gets more defensive because they're respecting your buttons, that's when you start, you know, getting in the spin. You start dancing. You start going in. And then you're plus. And then they got to worry about the overhead. It's just the overhead's locked away on the dance. But after you condition their buttons, it flows really well with her. And then if the opponent tries to, like, you know, jump at you, you got your uppercuts. Crouching heavy punch, standing heavy punch. She's got good anti-airs. Her uppercut's really good. It's really strong. And her corner carry is very effective as well. It's really good. You can push the opponent to the corner so easily with her. And get like meterless Oki on top of that. But like I said, since she doesn't have throw loops, her corner game is like a lot different. You gotta be more patient. Wait for them to try to drive rush out or uppercut them. You lock them in just kind of like, you know, before there was drive rush in Street Fighter. We bully them with buttons, you know, heavy kicks, forward heavy punch. We chip them down, or you can chip them with this and drain their bar. Keep them out like old school styles. She also has good anti-zoning. The anti-zoning is a little tricky when I'm playing against Guile or Aki. You have to use like this in particular, but it's kind of tricky because as soon as you roll, as soon as you do a follow-up, you instantly lose your projectile invincibility, so you kind of have to like let the roll rock a little bit just to get the most amount of those projectile iframes, and then go into your medium follow-up. But it's doable. The OD makes it a lot easier, and you get a good punish, and it's like it is out unsafe on block, but you're kind of like relatively spaced out. You know, this is -4, so you're kind of safe. On top of that, her level 2 really good against fireballs. It's so fast. It's like a Chun-Li level 2. There's a lot you got to learn with Elena to stop people from walking backwards. I notice a lot of players walk backwards on her because you don't have that cancel crouch immune kick. So you got to learn like this on hit, you go into lights, or you go into the target combo and you commit. So I just been having a lot of fun trying to figure out how to make the character work. She's just a lot different than the other characters, and like I said, I feel like that's makes her really sick. I don't know like how strong she is because of that, because she doesn't follow the norm, but I guess we can talk about her weaknesses off the top of my head. Like out of all the matchups, I feel like, man, Bison feels tough. Like I'm getting rocked by Bison players. I think it's just because of Bison's knee press. Bison's knee press just kind of doesn't care about your buttons and you get punish countered and put in the corner, so Bison's a little tricky. And I feel like when Elena is in the corner, she has a lot of troubles getting out because she kind of has this weird like dead zone. Like I said, they kind of want you to play her far. So when you're in the corner, you're kind of in this crouch immune kick range. So you're a little bit more limit on your buttons where you can't use crouch immune kick and crouching medium punch, obviously. So you got to get used to using your standing medium kick, which is really fast. It's 6 frames, but it's stubby. It's got a good hitbox though. So you got to do this, or you know, you got to use your lights. So that could be a unique weakness with her. Her level 1's not invincible, as we found out from all the guides. So when she's in burnout, she is very susceptible to getting hit by DI a lot. But I think her meter efficiency is really good. I don't see myself being put in burnout too often as Elena, so that's nice. And like I said, we'll see how she does against extreme zoners like, you know, Ed and Guile in pro play, how reliable this is. Because it doesn't seem like I can do it on reaction. It seems like I have to make a read that they're going to throw a Sonic Boom. Or like I said, the threat of the level 2. Her level 1's pretty cool. It's unique. Like since it's not invincible, she gets the double juggle. But I feel like I'm not using her level 1 too often. I don't know about you guys. I use her level 1 more like, oh, I think they're close to death. So I'm going to do my level 1 and kind of see how much health they have left. And if they're close to lethal, I do normal uppercut. And if not, then I do 2 level 1s. And then I finish the round. So it's kind of good to just give you some time to think, but I'm not using it too much, especially not as an anti-air. But our level 2 is sick, like her healing. So her healing is not super crazy. I think she heals, what, 1,300 health, guys? So it's just 100 more than a throw, basically. I tend to use it a lot. It's pretty easy to land her level 2. Because she has so many ways to juggle into it, she remains at +1 after. Let's say I land like a punish counter heavy kick, for example. Like that goes into level 2. And you can decide to go for healing or not. I really like that Capcom made sure that if you decide to go healing, you still drain 1 bar of drive gauge on the opponent. That's great. So you don't have to decide about draining their meter, because that's really important. So yeah, heavy kick or any kind of or heavy kick scythe, which is like part of her B&B. You could decide to go into her level 2. Or a punish counter, heavy punch. There's just a lot of ways to go in. A lot of easy juggles for her. Her damage output seems really good. She just, since you get the opponent to the corner though, and you can't like throw them to death, the pacing kind of slows down on her, where she is definitely not going to close rounds as fast as someone like, you know, a Kuma, for example. Or characters that are like really strong in the corner, you know, like Mai. But her damage output, I think, is good considering how much corner carry she does. Like a normal B&B, anything the heavy kick scythe into Rhino Horn. I really like this dance that she has. She's got a lot of cool options from this. They made it so that even her normal overhead is safe on block. So once your opponent is conditioned, you definitely want to throw these out. Like if you do the second version of this, she's +3. You can threaten the throw, shimmy. You can just bully your opponent by doing throws. I'm going to do a guide like on her mix-ups. She's got a lot of real good mix-ups that are not like just gimmicks. Yeah, her overhead is really scary. This overhead is one of the best overheads in the game. It's 20 frames, so that's like on the same speed as the fastest overheads, like Ryu's overhead is 20. It's faster than Luke's. It's faster than Terry's. Most of the time you're using like drive rush overhead, you know? But with Elena, you can just throw it out because it causes a knockdown, like Jamie. And you can one hit confirm this. So getting that knockdown is really strong, right? Because then you can, you know, you can start doing your dance, or you can, you know, drive rush in. A lot of her target combos are confirmable. It's definitely more of a high level thing, but once you get good enough, like you can hit confirm or standing medium punch and see if they're crouching or not. Like I said, her whole ground game is very, very strong. It's very good. I think her jumping target combo is pretty good too. If someone tries to jump out of the corner, you can get some nice extra juicy damage there. I took a look at her hitboxes. They all look great. Her standing medium kick has an amazing hitbox, and so is her standing heavy kick and back heavy kick. Both very good. I think she's pretty solid all around, but in terms of tier list, that is tougher to say because, you know, that's going to be based on her matchups. I just noticed that she has problems against characters that kind of use special moves to beat buttons. So I feel like had some trouble against Honda players, Bison for sure, maybe some Marisa, you know, characters like that kind of just are kind of brawler characters. I've been doing good against Zangief players with her, but that might be because of the Zangief nerfs, where they extended Zangief's hurt boxes. So that kind of plays to Elena's game, and plus Zangief's using his buttons most of the time. Like I said, Bison's using knee press, you know, Marisa's using Gladius, and Honda's using headbutt. But there's no like huge holes in her game. I don't know if any pro player is picking her up, but I wouldn't say that she's like particularly like really weak, like low tier or something. Dooming, like people were dooming Mai when she first came out. I don't see anything like that. I think a lot of pros are really busy right now too, guys, because the bounce patch is here. We got a huge tournament coming up this weekend, and I don't think pros have too much time to like learn Elena and see what she's all about. Everyone's kind of like taking a look at Ryu right now, or Chun-Li and everybody else. So it's kind of an interesting time for Elena's release. And we have Sagat as well, not out too mumuch longer. I know this is way too early to ask for buffs for Elena, but I think the one thing that I would look forward to in another bounce update for Elena, I think that would really help her, is I think our crouching medium kick should be -3 on block, not -4. Because there are situations, like I said, a lot of people like to walk back on Elena, so your only way to stop them, if you're using your lights, they'll be too far most of the time where you're crouching light punch whiffs and you're standing light punch whiffs. So you're using crouching medium kick to check them. And then you can, you know, naturally go into crouching light punch, right? But when they block your crouching medium kick when you're trying to check them, it's minus, you know, it's minus. And if you do your target combo, that's risky too, in case they're crouching or there's a gap in between. So yeah, I think making this -3 would be like one change I would do if I was gonna make anything to stop people from walking back so much on her. -3 would make it +1 on dry rush too, which would be sick. Yeah, and her dry rush is really slow too, very, very slow. She doesn't have much momentum on her buttons. Like if you go like dry rush jab, like look, like I'm not going anywhere, guys, anywhere. So yeah, I think that's why they made it -4. I think her design is great though. She still has some of her familiar moves. They're just changed that they're locked behind the dance, and it fits the whole capoeira style a lot better. So I think she's a great addition to this game. And, you know, I think we need more characters like this. It's just that, you know, you can tell Capcom is starting to tweak characters a little bit. Some characters are kind of losing their corner game strength, you know, like Ken, Rashid, and Ed. They're trying to make it not everything so homogenized, you know, and I think it's starting with Elena, definitely, because when's the last time we've had a character that didn't have a throw loop? You know, it's been just Chun-Li and Honda. They were launch characters. So we'll see what happens with Sagat. I wouldn't be surprised if Sagat doesn't have throw loops as well. Sea Viper is also really going to be really unique. I like that we got a nice technical character. And most of all, besides, I know everyone just like talks about strength and all that, but I really do feel like Elena is one of the most fun characters in this game that I've played, just because you're not playing that same way that you kind of play with many characters in this game. I'm really thinking about, you know, what button am I pressing? Okay, he's using crouch medium kick, I gotta start doing this and this, or I gotta bully with this more, and or they're playing really far back, okay, I gotta use leopard snap. You know, even her mix-ups are really layered, where you have to really pay attention to your opponent's defensive tendencies, and that kind of gives me, you know, kind of an old school feel, you know what I'm saying? We're so spoiled with these universal mechanics, guys. I also think that she came in at the perfect time too, after the perfect parry nerfs as well, and also with the throw tech buffs to gaining meter with drive, and it really rewards me for playing that kind of hang back defensive style with her. She does complement my play style really well too, because I'm more of a defensive player myself. So just talk with people in the chat. It seems like a lot of people are really enjoying her, which I'm really happy about. But we're gonna continue playing her until Sagat comes out, and I'll definitely share everything I learned with you guys. We'll be releasing some Elena guides. Like I said, the first one I'll release like a mix-up guide for her, and I'll help you too for playing against Elena, because I've been playing against a lot of people that don't know what the heck to do against her, which is pretty fun. So I'll release that shortly as well. But yeah, let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about Elena. Not just her strength, but you know, if it's a breath of fresh air for you guys too, how she plays. And we'll see if there's any Elena players in the upcoming tournaments. Excited to see if anyone plays her.